Hello, welcome to another session of best grade mathematics class. And today we are going to look at percentages. Okay, so you see introduction. Today is just introduction to percentages. And as time goes on, we will go on more and more to look at discount, high purchase, commission, profit and loss, and so on. All right, percentage is very, very important, okay, in our daily lives. You see that sometimes you'll be there and say, okay, you have increased the the salary of employees by, let's say 5%, let's say 20%. How do you calculate all those things? All right, and that is about percentage. Very, very important in our living, and most of our calculations are done in percentage. Okay, so before that, our class is sponsored by Best Grade Series called Mathematics. Get one, and I believe it will help you so much. Okay, in any bookshop in Ghana, you will get one, or you also contact the author and you are going to get one. I'm the author, contact me and you are going to get one. Thank you. Okay, so the introduction. So, what is the meaning of percentage? Percentage means out of 100. So out of 100, and there is a sign for percentage. Percentage is denoted by this particular sign. Okay, so percentage is out of 100. Out of 100. That is percentage. It's denoted by this sign, this particular sign here. When you see it is percentage. So let's say when I write 25%, it means 25 out of 100. To simplify, you can say 1 out of 4. Okay, 25 out of 100, 25% is 24 by 100, which is 1 over 4. Okay, and sometimes you have fraction or decimal you want to express as percentage. Let's see. So if I have a fraction, let's say express 1 over 5 as a percentage. How do I express as a percentage? 1 over 5 is fraction. So to express as a percentage, I'll take 1 over 5 and multiply by 100. 100%. 5 goes into 100, how many times? 20 times. So that will give me 20%. Alright, 20%. So 1 over 5 in terms of percentage is what? Is 20%. Okay. Sometimes you may be given a decimal and you are asked to express the decimal also in terms of percentage. So let's look at this particular question here. Express 0.5 as a percentage. Express 0.5 as a percentage. If you're expressing a decimal as a percentage, what you have to do is to take the decimal value, you multiply by 100. So 0.5. So the easiest way I can do is 0.5 can be expressed in terms of fraction. So 0.5 is the same as 5 on 10. Then you multiply by 100. Okay, and that will give us 50%. So 0.5 as a decimal in terms of percentage is 50%. All right. Okay, so we have learned how you express a decimal or a fraction in terms of what? In terms of percentage. Okay. Then let's look at how we can also express one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. Expressing one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. Expressing one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. Let's say you are in a school, and in a school 50 students, or you are in a class, and in the class you are 50, and out of the 50, 20 girls are there. What is the percentage of the 20 girls of the total number of students in the class? So that's why we are expressing one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. So example, express 5 minutes as a percentage of 1 hour. You are going to express 5 minutes as a percentage of 1 hour. And when you are expressing one quantity as a percentage of the other, what you should make sure is that they should be in the same what? In the same unit, if they are not in the same unit. So we have 5 minutes, we have 1 hour. So we have to express the hour in terms of minutes or the minute in terms of hour. I think it will be simple to express the hour in terms of minutes and calculate, alright? So 1 hour is equal to how many minutes? 60 minutes. Okay. And you are supposed to express 5 minutes as a percentage of 60 minutes. So 5 minutes as a percentage of 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, will be equal to, we take the 5, then we divide by the 60, the total, and multiply by 100. Alright, so 5 minutes as a percentage of 60. Since the 60, we are expressing 5 in terms of 60, then it will be 5 divided by what? Divided by the 60. Then you have to multiply by what? Multiply by 100. 5 over 60 times 100. So let's use the calculator and then we go. 5 on 60 multiply by 100. And that will give us what? 25 on 3%, which in terms of decimal can give us 8.3333%. So in terms of decimal is 8.333%. So we have expressed 5 minutes as a percentage of 1 hour. Alright, 5 minutes as a percentage of 1 hour. Okay, let's look at another question too. Another question. In a class of 50 students, in a class of 50 students, 20 are girls and the rest are boys. Find the percentage of boys in the class. So we are expressing the percentage of boys to the total number of students in the class. Alright. In a class of 50 students, 20 are girls and the rest are boys. Find the percentage of boys in the class. Okay. So let's see how we find the percentage of boys. How many students? Total number of students. Is what? 50. Number of girls is 20. If the rest are boys, then the number of boys will be what? The total number of students, they are 50 and the girls are 20. So if the rest are boys, automatically 50 minus 20. 50 minus will give us what? 30. So it means that there are 30 boys in the class and 20 girls also in the class. And 30 plus 20 will give us the 50. And you are supposed to find the percentage of boys in the class. Okay, so to find the percentage of boys in the class, we take the number of boys, we divide by the total number of what? Students in the class, and we multiply by 100. Okay, because the total number of students in the class is 100%. So we can say that percentage of boys in the class will be equal to how many boys? 30 divided by the total number of students, which is what? 50. Then we multiply by 100. So 30 divided by 50 times 100 will give us the percentage of boys in the school. So 30 over 50 times 100 will give us 60. So we are going to have 60%. So the percentage of boys in that class is 60%. So automatically I can say that the girls are 40%. The girls are 40. Or 60 from 100, or 100 minus 60 is going to give us 40%. Is that okay? All right. So that's about this one too. Okay, so what we are also going to look at percentage change and percentage error. Then we bring our introduction to an end. All right, percentage change and percentage error. So let's look at percentage change. Percentage change. Let's assume that you are an employee. Okay, you are working for a particular company, and then you are told, okay, we are going to increase your salary by 10%. You are taking 1,000 cedis, and then at the end of the day, when they said they will increase your salary by 10%, they have given you a certain amount. Is it true that that amount they give you is the actual percentage? That is what we are going to calculate for. That is what we are going to calculate for. Okay, so that is the percentage change. So what is percentage change? Percentage change is what? Is the change divided by the original value, then we multiply by what? We multiply by 100. So percentage change is the change over the original value times 100%. Okay. And what is the change? The change is the difference between the two values. Definitely, if there is change, either there will be increase or what? Decrease. So the change is the difference between the two values, either increase or decrease. All right. Okay. Then we divide by the original, the actual value before there was an increase. We divide by that and multiply by 100. So let's look at this particular question. Okay. Find the percentage change if the price of petrol increases from 10 cedis per liter to 15 cedis per liter. Find the percentage change if the price of petrol increases from 10 cedis per liter to 15 cedis per liter. So if the price of petrol increases from 10 cedis per liter to 15 cedis per liter, what will be the percentage change? All right. So we know that our percentage change is the change. So the change is the difference between the two values, and make sure that you subtract the least from the higher value so that we don't get a negative percentage. So we have what? 15 minus 10 divided by what was the original value before an increase. So it was 10 cedis before there was a change, was 15 cedis. So we have to divide by the 10, then we multiply by the 100%. So 15 minus 10 will give us 5 over 10 times 100. Then 5 times 10 will give us 50. So the percentage change is 50%. It is 50%. So there was 50% change if as the fuel increased from 10 to what? To 15 Ghana cedis. So that is the percentage change. All right. I know that as you get questions, you'll be able to solve on percentage change. So now let's look at percentage error. Percentage error. Let's say that you are calculating for something, and then instead of you to use the original value, you use another value. Okay, so what is the error? What was the mistake in terms of percentage? All right, so our percentage error is equal to the error, the mistake that was made, divided by the original value or the actual value times 100%. Okay, so the percentage error is the error divided by the original value times 100%. Okay, so let's look at this particular question. A student used pi as 3.148 instead of pi equal to 3.143. Find the percentage error. A student used pi as 3.148 instead of pi equal to 3.143. Find the percentage error. So what was the error made? What was, in terms of percentage, the mistake that was made? So our percentage error is the error. The error is the difference between the two values. Okay, so say this is the higher value, so 3.148 minus 3.143, all divided by what is the original, the actual value. A student used pi as this instead of, so this is the actual one, 3.143 instead of this, times 100%. Okay, so we are going to find the difference, and then what we are going to divide by the actual, multiply by 100. So 148 minus 3.143 will give us what? 0.005 divided by 3.143 times 100. 0.005 over 3.143 times 100. So 0.005 over 3.143 times 100 will give us what? 0.1590 or 1591%. 0.1591%. All right. So in terms of percentage, this is the error that was what? That was made. All right. So there is just the introduction about percentage. Today we have learned how to convert fraction to percentage, decimal to percentage, expressing one quantity in terms of the another in percentage, percentage change, and percentage error. This is just an introduction, and the next time we meet, I know that we will build on from there and solve more questions on percentage, and you'll be able to understand percentage in a simpler way. It is not difficult. Continue to enjoy best grade mathematics class, and maths will be so easy for you. Subscribe to our page if you have not done so. See you another time. Bye bye. This is our lesson 2 on percentages, and we are going deeper and deeper into percentages. And you know, this part of our percentages is very, very important. To understand the whole concept of percentages, you have to take lesson 2 very, very serious and pay attention to this particular lesson. Okay, make sure you watch the details of this particular lesson, because this particular lesson is so much important to build you on percent. This is actually, I would say, the foundation of percentage, to build you to another questions on percentage. Okay, to increase or decrease a percentage by a quantity, there are some things we have to take note. The original quantity of any item, okay, is taken as 100%. So that is how percentage is done. Okay, so the original quantity of an item is taken as 100%. So you have to take note that whatever quantity is there, we are going to increase or decrease. Originally, it was 100%. Okay, it was 100%. So let's say your salary, and then it has come that your salary is going to increase by 20%. Note, your salary now is 100%. So if there is be increased by 20%, it means that we are going to add 20 to your 100 to now make it 120 what? 120%. Okay, we are building the concept small. Okay, then if there is an A% increase in the quantity, then the percentage of the quantity will be equal to what? So if there is an 8% increase in the quantity, then the percentage of the quantity. So let's say you have a book or whatever quantity you have, and you have increased it by a certain percentage. So here I'm using 8%. Okay, then what will be the percentage of the quantity now? Then the percentage of the quantity become what? The 100 plus 8%. Okay, so as I was saying, if you have something you are selling, okay, for instance, I'm selling a book, I'm an author, and then the price of my book currently is, let's say, 130 cedis. The 130 cedis is the 100% because that is the current price of the book. If I decide to increase the price of the book by 20%, now I have increased it from 100% to 120%. It is no longer the 100. That's what we are talking about here. In the same way, if there is a decrease, if there is an 8%, okay, if there is an 8% decrease in the quantity, then the quantity becomes, the quantity percent will now be equal to 100 minus what? The A. 100 minus 8%. So let's say, for instance, somebody is running a promotion and the person has given a discount. Say, I'm reducing the price of my item by 10%. It means that when you are going to buy the item, you buy it as 90%. You won't buy the item as 100% again. So here what we are saying that if there is an 8% decrease in the quantity, then the quantity percent will now be 100 minus 8%. So if you have a quantity, you are decreasing it by a certain percentage, then the quantity now becomes 100 minus 8%. All right. So now let's go straight to the point, and then we solve some questions. Okay. I know you have understood from here. Okay, so let's write this for the price of best grade series the price of best grade book is 130 Ghana cedis. The author decides to increase it by 10%. What will be the new price? Okay, so let's look at this question. The price of best grade book is 130 cedis. The author decides to increase it by 10%. What will be the new price? So the price of best grade is now 130. The author now decided, okay, I'm going to increase the price by 10%. Then what is the new price? That's so simple to solve. What we should note here is that the value you are giving in the question, all right, listen, the value you are giving in the question you have to make sure that you know the percentage of the value given in the question. Then the new price, or what you are supposed to find, you also have to know that particular percent of what you are supposed to calculate for. So that when you know that, then you'll be able to calculate for what you need. So this 130%, what is 130 Ghana? What is 8%? The price of birthday is 130. So this is the original price, this is the current price, this is the price that we know. The author decided to increase it by 10%. So the author has decided, okay, I'm going to increase by 10%. What will be the new price? So what it means is that the 130 is correspond or is equal to how many percent? It's 100%. Because that is the original price or the current price of the book. It's 130 Ghana is 100%. All right. Then the author now decides to increase it by what? 10%. So the new price. So let's see. Okay, the new price. The new price. So there's the original price. So the new one. The new price, okay, will be equal to how many percent? 100 plus. Since there is an increase, plus 10. And that will give us 110%. So the new price in terms of percentage is 110%. Okay. So when you go to the author increase it is no longer 100%, but 110%. Okay. So if I'm going to buy, how am I going to? What to be the new price? In terms of percentage, is 110. Part of its value. All right. So take note. Listen. When you are dealing with percentage, okay, percentage is a direct proportion. So since I'm looking for the value of 110, okay, 110 will be more. Some people will say if more, then the less divide. Yes, that is perfectly true. If less, then the more divide. All right. But I'm going to teach you this approach. Okay. Anytime you are solving a percentage question, all right, the value that you are looking for, okay, the percentage in which value is not known, that particular percent becomes the numerator. And then the percentage in which its value is known becomes the denominator. Then multiply by that particular value. So if I'm looking for the new price in terms of value, then my new price will be what? I'm looking for 110. That is the percentage in which its value is unknown, or what I'm going to look for. So that becomes the numerator. Sorry, 110. Then since I'm dealing with percentage, I cannot divide by any other. I have to divide by the same percentage. So I have to divide by this particular percentage here. What is its value? Because its value is known as what? 130. So I'll divide by the 100 and I'll multiply by the 130. So what you should take note is that always in terms of percentage, the denominator here corresponds to the value here. All right, and the numerator is what you are looking for. If you understand these concepts in percentage, there is no question you cannot solve. As I said, the concept is about if more, less divide, and if less, more divide. Yes, but you have to understand it at this point. I know this is where you'll be able to get the concept and understand. The day I understood this, there was no question or question on percentage. I find it difficult. I'm able to solve because I have understood this concept. Listen again. The percentage you are looking for, its value, always become the numerator. And the percentage which value is known, you know the value of 100%, become the denominator and you multiply by that particular. So always the percentage here corresponds to the value here. Okay. So now let's use the calculator and then we find 110 divided by so 110 divided by 100 times 130, that will give us 143. So 143 Ghana 6. Sorry, 143 Ghana 6. So what it means that if I'm going to increase the price of my book from if the author is going to increase the price of the book from 130, okay, to 143, then that is 10%. So if I'm increasing the price of the book by 10%, then the new price will be 143%. 143%. I believe you get it. Let's solve maybe 2 more examples on this. All right. Okay, now we are going to solve just simple and short questions. Okay, so increase 50 kilogram by 25%. Increase 50 kilogram by 25%. So we are going to play with the decrease and the increase, and I know you will get it. So increase 50 kilogram. The 50 kilogram is what? How many percent? It's 100%. So that is the original. And we are going to increase by 25. So if I'm going to increase by 25, then the new kilogram, all right, will be how many percent? 100 plus 25, and that will give me 125%. All right. Therefore, my new kilogram, my new kg in actual value, in terms of it, 125. In terms of value, since I'm going to look for the value of 125, it will be 125 divided by 100%. Its value is not, so divide by 100 times 50. Then I'm going to get my answer. So 124 over 100 times 50. Let's see. 125 divided by 100 times 50. And that will give us 62.5 kilogram. So the new kilogram, when you increase 50 kilogram by 25, is 62.5 kilogram. All right. Let's look at another question that we are going to the decrease. I know you get it. Decrease 85 cedis by 30%. Decrease 85 cedis by 30%. Let's say I'm selling something. It's 85 cedis and I want to reduce the price by 30%. How would the new price be? Okay. So always the original, which is the 85, will correspond to how many percent? 100%. So that is the actual value. All right. Then the new value will be how many percent? So we have to, because since I'm decreasing, then it will be 100 minus 30, and that will give us 70%. Okay. So I'm decreasing the 85 by 30%. So it will be, now if somebody is coming to buy my item, which is 85 cedis, the person is no longer going to buy it at 100 cedis, it's going 100%, but the person is going to buy at what? 70%. So then, now what is the value, the new value in terms of Ghana cedis? Okay, so I'm going to look for the value of the 70%. So that will be 70. Then 100% value is known. So divide by 100 times 85. So 70 over 100 times 85. So 70 over 100 times 85. Then that will give me 59.5. 59.5 Ghana cedis. If you like, add another zero. It doesn't change the value. 59.5 Ghana cedis. So if I increase 85 Ghana cedis by 30%, I'll get 59.5 Ghana cedis. Alright. So I know at this point the understanding is coming and getting better and better. Let's take the best grade series, and then I take one question from there, and then we look at it. Okay. After decreasing the price of an article by 20%, the price is now 40 Ghana cedis. What was the original price? So now we are going to look for the original price, which the original price is 100%. So after decreasing the price of an article by 20%, it means that the original price, the price was 100, and it was decreased by 20. And when it was decreased by 20, the price became 40 Ghana cedis. And it's asking, what was the original price before the increase? So we have to find the percentage for this 40 Ghana cedis. The 40 Ghana cedis will have any percent? Okay, let's read the question again. After decreasing the price by 20%, the price is now. So the price of the article was 100. It was decreased by 20, and the price is now. So if it is decreased by 20, then what is the percentage? That is 100 minus 20, and that will give us 80%. So this 40 Ghana cedis is 80%. So after it was decreased by 20%, the price is this. Okay, so it means that the price is now 80. You have reduced it by 20. Okay. Then we are going to look for the original price. So the original price we know is 100%. Okay, therefore our original price is what in terms of value? I'm looking for the value of 100%. So you see the scenario here. So that will be 100 over 80 times 40. And we know it will be more. So the less will divide. So since I'm looking for the value of 100%, the 100% becomes the numerator divided by the 80, which value is known. 80 times the 40. And so we divide percentage by percentage. Okay, and that will give us what? So 100 divided by 80 times 40. Let's go 100 divided by 80 times 40, and that will give us 50 Ghana cedis. 50 Ghana cedis. 50 Ghana cedis. So after the price of an article was decreased by 20% and it was 40 Ghana cedis, it means the original price was 50. So when you decrease 50 Ghana cedis by 20%, it will become the 40 Ghana cedis. I believe this is so simple, and we get it. And as you said, the denominator here corresponds to the value here. 80 here corresponds to the 40 here. And the numerator is what we are always looking for. Alright. Okay. That's what we are always looking for. Let's see if we can solve the last question, and then we bring our class to an end. Okay. After increasing the price of an article by 18%, the price is now 1,200 Ghana. What was the original price? Okay, so let's look at the original price. So what we have to look for is what I'm giving the question. Okay, what is its percentage? What percent does it correspond to? So I'm giving you the question 1,200. 1,200 corresponds to what percent? Let's read again. After increasing the price of an article by 18%, so originally the percentage was 100 and it was increased by 18. Okay, so it is no longer 100 but 100 plus what? 18. That is 118%. So the 1,200 is 118%. All right. What was the original price? Original price, we know is how many percent? 100. And I'm going to look for 100%. So that will be 100% divided by 118% times 1,200. All right. So 100%, since the original price corresponds to 100%, so the 100 becomes the numerator divided by the 118 times 1,200. So the value here always corresponds to whatever we have here. Okay. So 100 divided by 118 times 1,200, and that will give us 1,016 Ghana cedis. Let's say 95 pesos. 1,016 Ghana cedis, 95 pesos. So this was the original value before it was increased by 18%, and it became 1,200. I know you have enjoyed the concept of to increase or decrease the percentage by a quantity. In summary, we are saying that look, the value that you are giving in the question always make sure that you look for each percentage, and then you calculate for the percentage of the value you are looking for. So the percentage of the value which you are looking for become the numerator. Divide by the percentage of the value that has been given in the question, and you multiply by the value. I think this is so simple. It is easy to do. And I will see you again in another class as we saw more example on this. So we saw some 1C questions on this, and I know we will get it, all right, as we have gotten it now. See you once again in our next class. Bye bye. Welcome to our class on percentages. Okay, this is best grade mathematics class. We are continuing with our lesson on percentage, and today we are going to have a long session on percentages. Okay, before that, in the previous lessons I introduced percentage to you, and then our last lesson, that is the lesson 2, we learned how we increase or decrease a quantity by a percentage. Okay, so I want us to solve question on that. Then after that we move on. Today we'll do discount and then try and do commission. If we have more time, then we continue and do more other things. All right, so let's go straight to the point. Let's go straight to our question, and then we go. The data below shows the expenditure pattern of a family in 2020. The net income for 2020 was 60,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, food. So this is the data of a family. That is, their expenditure, and then this was their net income. Okay, food 50%. Rent, transport and rent 30%, clothing and footwear 20%. One, calculate the amount on each item. Calculate the amount on each item. So we are going to calculate the amount the family spent on each item. Okay, so food is 50%. So let's see how we are going to calculate the amount on food. Okay, so food 50%. So we know that the total income is what? Is the 60,000. All right. So the total income is 60. So if they spend 50% on food, then food will be 50 over 100 times the total income is 60,000. So times the 60,000 times the 60,000. So on food they spent 50 over 100 times 60,000. And 50% is half of 60,000. So I think that will give us 30,000 Ghana cedis. So on food, they spend 30,000 Ghana cedis. That is what the family spent. Let's come to transport and rent. Transport and rent. How many percent? 30. So 30 over 100 times the total income, which is 60,000. And as I have already told you, the 60,000 is the total income. That is why it is over what? Over 100. So the 60,000 is 100%. All right, and the food is just 50%. Okay. So now 30 over 100 times 60,000 will give us 18,000. So the expenditure on transport is 18,000. Okay, now what is left is on each. So we are going to calculate all. It's clothing and footwear. Clothing and footwear. How many percent? 20%. So 20 over 100 times 60,000. Okay, so let's see 20 over 100 by 60,000. That will give us 12,000. 12,000. 12,000. And when we see what the family spent, 50 plus 30 plus 20 will give us what? 100. So it means that the 60,000, the family spent everything. All right. So food is 30,000. Transport and rent 18,000. Clothing and footwear is 12,000. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, so now let's look at the B. The family's income in 2021 increased by 25%. Expenditure for food, transport, and rent also increased by 10%. The expenditure for clothing and footwear did not change. Calculate the amount the family saved in 2021. Okay, so now let's see. So we will need amount of food, transport, and then footwear. That's what the question is now saying. The family's income in 2020 increased by 25%. So in 2021, the family's income increased. Expenditure for food, transport, and also increased. But clothing and footwear did not change. Let's see if they had some amount to save. Let's see the increment in the family's income. The family's income is 60,000. So the 60,000 is 100%. So if the family's income increased by 25%, then now the income is no longer 25%, but what? 125%. All right. So into the family's income in 2021. 2021, okay, will be equal to what? It increased by 25%. So the 60,000 is the 100%. So since we are looking for the value of the 125%, then that will be what? 125 divided by 100 times 60,000. Sorry. So it increased by 25. So it means that now, since the family's income, the 60,000 100%, and it has increased by 25, then the percentage now becomes what? 125 over 100 times 60,000. So the 100 here will correspond to the 60,000. All right. So let's see. So 125 over 100 times 60,000 will give us 75,000. 75,000. So what it means is that the family's income in 2021 was 75,000. Okay. Then what happened? Food, transport, and rent also increased by 10%. So food increased by 10%. So food in 2021, expenditure for food in 2021 increased by what? How many percent? 10%. Food, transport, and rent 10%. So what was food? Expenditure of food was 30,000. It means that this 30,000 is 100%. So if it has increased by 10%, then it will become what? 110 over 100 times the 30,000. So the 30,000 here is 100%, and we are looking for the value of 110%. So 110 over 100 times 30,000 is 33,000. Okay. So now let's go and look at transport and rent. Transport and rent in 2021. Transport and rent. So transport and rent also increased by 10%. But what was transport and rent? 18,000. So that one is also 110 over 100 times the 18,000, because the 18,000 is the initial amount. So that is the 100%. All right. So 110 divided by 100 times 18,000, and that will give us 19,800. 19,800. 19,800. So transport and rent increased from 18,000 to 19,800. All right, by the 10% increment. Clothing and footwear did not change. So clothing and footwear is still 12,000. Calculate the amount the family saved in 2021. Okay, so let's see if the family was able to save something. So it means that we have to calculate all the expenditure of the family in 2021 and subtract from the income of the family in 2021. And we will know if the family was able to save something or was not able to save something. All right. Total. Okay, so let me write the family's income. The family's income. In that is 2021. We know it is. We have 75,000. Okay, then we have to calculate the total expenditure in 2021. The total expenditure, and what to be the total expenditure? Food now is 33,000 plus transport including 19,800 plus clothing and footwear did not change. That is 12,000. So that will give us the total the total expenditure. So 33,000 plus 19,800 plus 12,000. 33,000 plus 19,800 plus 12,000. That will give us 64,800. 64,800. So this is the total expenditure of the family in 2021. And then this is their income in 2021. So definitely the difference will be the amount the family saved. So amount the family saved will be equal to what? 75,000 minus 64,800. So now 64,800, and that will give us 10,200. 10,200. 10,200. So the family was able to save 10,200. 10,200. Okay. So this is about the knowledge of increasing or decreasing a quantity by a percentage that we have been able to use it to calculate this particular question. I know you have understood it. All right. I want us to solve another question. So now let's look at another question 2. All right. SSC July 2004 question 2. 3 candidates K, L, and M were voted into office as school prefects. K secured 45%, L had 33%, and M had the rest of the votes. If M secured 1,430 votes, calculate A, the total number of votes cast. B, how many more votes K received than L. Okay. So 1, we are going to find the total number of votes was cast. And the total number of votes cast definitely will be 100%. That is the total. Alright. However, we have to know a value in the question given and what percentage does it respond to. So we're giving M secured 1,430%. So we have to know the percentage this 1,430 correspond to. So that when we know, we can find 100%. However, we were given K as what? K had how many percent? K had 45. K had 45%. Okay, K had 45%. L had what? 33. L had 33%. And M had the rest. So we know that the total vote is 100%. So M's vote is going to be 100 minus 45 plus 33. It means that when you take the 2 votes, the percentage of the 2, and subtract from 100, you will know what M had. So that particular percentage will correspond to the 1,430. Okay. So that will give us 145 plus 33 will give us 8. So 100 minus 78. And 100 minus 78 will give us 22. So M had 22%. So M had 22%. So in terms of percent, M had 22, K 45, and then L 33. Alright. So now let's look at how we go and then we calculate what you are supposed to calculate for. The total number of vote cast. Okay, so A, the total number of vote cast. So what we know now is that this 22% here correspond to the 1,430. If M secure 1,430 and M percentage is what? 22%. So what we can now say is that 1,430 correspond to or equal to what? 22%. So that is what M had, and in percentage is 22. Therefore, total number of votes cast, we know it's 100%. Will be what? Since we are looking for the value of 100%, so 100 over 22 times 1,430. 100 over 22 times 1,430. So 100 divided by 22 times 1,430. That will give us 6,500. 6,500. So the total number of votes cast was 6,500. So this 6,500 is the 100%, and 22% is 1,430. All right. So simple. But B. How many more votes? How many more votes K received than L? How many more votes K received? So we are going to find the number of votes K had and find the number of votes L had, and the difference will give us the number of votes K had more than L. All right. So K votes. What is the percentage of K? 45. So I'm looking for 45. But 45 divided by. So what are we going to divide by? You can use the 22. If I'm using the 22, I multiply by 1,430. Or I know the value of 100%, which is 6,500. So either I'll use the 22 or I'll use what? The 100. Alright. So if I'm using the 22, then that will be 1,430. Alright. Because this corresponds to this. Or I can also say that it is the same as 45 over, because this 100%, its value is what? 6,500. And I'm going to get the same answer. Alright, so the value here corresponds to, the percentage corresponds to this value. And this corresponds to this value. So 45 divided by 22 times 1,430. That will give me 2,925. 2,925. 2,925. Or 45 over 100 times 6,500. As I've always told, the value you are looking for is always the numerator. And the value, the denominator corresponds to the value you are multiplying by. So 5 over 100 times 6,500 will give you the same what? The same value as 2,925. So all the two approaches are correct. Alright. So simple. So simple. So you know that K had 2,925. Let's look at what L also had. So let me clean here and then look at what L had. So that the difference, L percentage is 33. Okay. So L votes. L had how many percent? L had 33. So that can be 33 over, if you are using 22, then that is 1,430. Or if you are using 100, then that is over 100 times 6,500. Do you know that since you have even calculated for the value of K, it means that this 45% also corresponds to 2,925. You can even use 45%, or you can also even say 33 divided by 45 times, because you know the value of 45, 2,925. They will all give you the same answer. That is the beauty of percentages and mathematics in general. So any of them, so 33 over 22 times 1,430, 2,145. 2,145. Alright, let me try this too. 33 divided by 100 times 6,500 is the same as 2,145. Okay, or even this 33 divided by 45 times 2,925, the same 2,000 145. The same 2,145. All right, so this is telling us that, and as I told you, percentage is very, very simple. The same 2,145. So we are done answering the question. So with percentages, what you should look for is what? When you are going to calculate for anything, the numerator is the value you are calculating for, and the denominator corresponds to the value you are multiplying by. So 22 corresponds to this, 100 corresponds to this, 45 corresponds to this, and they will all give you the same answer. All right, so that is that. We are not. I say how many more votes K received than L. Therefore, of votes K had than L, or received than L, you subtract. All right, the difference. K had what? 2,925 minus L had 2,145. So that you know the difference. So 2,000. This is what K had. 2,925 minus 2,145. That will give us 780. 780. So 780 votes. So K had 780 votes more than what? More than L. K had 780 votes more than L. Okay, so we are done with this particular question. We are done. Okay, so I think this is enough, and I want us to move on to discount. All right, discount. Let's also look at discount. Let's look at discount. All right, so discount is actually the reduction of price of an item. So let's say you are a businessman. Okay, you are running a business, and then you want, during a particular season, let's say Christmas season, you want people to buy more of your item. You can decide to reduce the price so that they will buy more. So the reduction in the price is the discount. Or you go to the market, there's this particular trader that you normally buy your items from. Okay, so what happens is that because you normally buy from that particular trader, the trader can decide to give you a discount. Okay, reduce the price for, or even give you more. They are all in the form of discount. And discount is normally calculated in percentage. So let's look at the concept of discount. So if I go to the market and if a percent is given as a discount to a customer, then the discount value. So if I go to the market and let's say I'm giving 8% as a discount, let's say 5%. What is the actual value of the discount? The actual value of the discount is the A divided by 100. Okay, what is the 100? The 100 is the price of the item. Okay, the original price times the original price. Times the original price. So if I want the value of the discount, that is the discount value is the percentage divided by 100 times the original price. Note, 100% corresponds to the original price. All right. Okay, and sometimes too, if I go to the market, still I'm giving 8% as a discount. How much am I going to pay for the item? All right. So the new price, I'm not going to pay for the original price. I'm going to pay a new price. Okay, I'm going to pay what percent? Since it has been reduced, the actual percent of the what I'm going to buy is 100%. So if now the businessman or the trader decide to reduce it for me by 8%, then I'm no longer going to pay the 100%. I'll pay 100 minus the A divided by 100 multiplied by what? The original price. So let's say I'm giving a discount of 20%. It means I'm going to pay 80 over 100 times the original price. Is that okay? All right. And sometimes you can be looking for the original price, and then in the question you are giving the value of what? Of the new price. So if I'm looking for the original price and I'm giving the value of the new price, then my original price is going to be Since I'm looking for the value of the original price, 100 become my numerator. Divided by 100 minus the A percent and multiply by what? The new price. Because the new price corresponds to what? This particular percentage. Is that okay? Alright. Then also, I can be asked to calculate for the percentage what? Discount. Percentage discount. So as in this, I'm giving a percent. Sometimes the person can ask you to calculate for the percentage discount. What is the percentage discount? It is the discount value divided by what? The original price times 100%. So my percentage discount, the discount value, then divide by the original price, then you multiply by the 100%. Alright. So the discount value is whatever discount you are giving over 100 times the original price. Because the original price corresponds to 100%. If I'm buying something, I'm giving a discount. The new value is I subtract the discount from 100, divide by 100 times the original value. Sometimes you can be asked to calculate the original value. 100 over the percentage for the new price. Alright? And the percentage discount, the discount value of original times 100. So this is what we have. And this is very simple. Alright? If you understand the concept of percentages, there is no need memorizing all this. What you should know is that always in percentage, the numerator percentage the value you are looking for, and you are good to go. Alright, so let's clean and answer some questions. Okay, so let's look at this particular question here. A trader gives 5% discount for an item which costs 2,500. Find the amount a customer will pay for the item. So looking at this question, a trader is selling an item which is 2,500 and he has given a discount. Now, okay, if you are able to buy, you will not pay all. You are reducing my price by 5%. Then how much is one going to pay after buying this particular item? Okay, so the discount is what? Is 5%. Okay, if the discount is 5%, then the amount one is going to pay, because discount is the reduction in the price, then the amount one is going to pay will no longer be what? The 100%, because this 2,500 is the cost of the item, which is what? Correspond to 100%. So amount one is going to pay will no longer be what? Will no longer be 100%, but what? 95%. That is 100 minus 5%. So this, because this is the original price of the item, then we have our 2,500 to correspond or to be equal to what? 100%. Because this is the original cost, original price of the item. Therefore, amount the customer pay the amount a customer pays will be equal to what? 100 minus 5 over 100 times 2,500. 100 minus 5, so 95 on 100 times 2,500. So a customer is no longer going to pay 100%, but pay what? 95, because he has been given a discount of 5%. So let's calculate that. 95 over 100 times 2,500, and that will give us 2,375,000. So any customer who buys an item of which costs 2,500 and given a discount of 5% will pay 2,375. No longer 2,000, because there has been a reduction of what? In the price. Okay. Let's also look at another question. Okay, this is the question. Another question we are looking at. A shop. So let's look at this question also on discount. A shopkeeper allows a discount of 10% on the marked price of an article. If a customer paid 270,000 for an article, what was the marked price of the article? So the marked price is the same as the original price. All right. Okay. So what happens here is that a shopkeeper is selling something. He say, okay, I'm giving 10% discount, and then on the original price or on the mark price, and the customer goes to buy and pay 270,000. It means this 270,000 was not the original price or the mark price. It was the amount the customer paid for the article after the discount. All right. So what it means, this is the new price, the 270,000. What's the new price? What the customer paid? It will correspond to how many percent? 100 minus 10. That is 90%. So if a customer paid, this amount the customer paid is not 100%, because the mark price is the 100%. So the customer paid 90%, and you are supposed to find the mark price. So the mark price, since I'm looking for the mark price is already 100%. So 100 over what? 90 times 270,000. So 100 over 90 times 270,000, and that will give us the original price. 100 over 90 times 270,000. I think that would be 300,000. 300,000. So the original price or the mark price was 300,000. 300,000. So simple. So simple. Let's look at another type of question on the discount. Okay, this is another question on discount. All right, and let's go by it and then we solve. After allowing a discount of 15% on an article, a seller collected 36,000 in cash. How much was the discount? After allowing a discount of 15%, the seller collected this. So it means that after the discount of this, so this is not 100%. So let's look at the amount that is there. How many percent does it correspond to? That is 100 minus 15. 85%. So this is 85%. Okay. And the question is asking how much was the discount? How much was the discount? Okay, the discount is how many percent? 15%. So here the question is asking the value of the discount. Okay, the actual value in terms of percent, you know, it's like 15%. But what is the actual value of the discount? So the discount value, the discount how many percent? 15. So that would be 15. We are looking for the discount value. And what do we know here? The 85, its value is, so divide by 85 times 36,000. So the what we know, or the value given in the question is 85%. Okay, so we divide by 85 and multiply by 36,000. It's so simple. It's just by understanding the question and whatever you are doing. So 15 over 85 times 36,000. That will give us 6,352.94 Ghana. 6,352.94 Ghana cedis. 6,350.94 Ghana cedis. Okay, so assuming that the question had asked you to find the original price, then what will be the original price? I know you know, all right, or the mark price. Let's say the question asks us to find the original price. Original price is always 100. So 100 over what? 85 times 36,000. Or somebody can even decide to go by 100 over 15 times 6,352.94, and that is also correct. All right, so let's look at the original price too. That is 100 divided by 85 times, since the original price is always 100%, 36,000, and that will give us 42,352.94. 42,352.94. So this was would have been the original price. Would have been the original price. All right. Okay, so this would have been the original price. Okay, so I want us to solve our last question on the discount. Is that on discount? Okay, let's look at our last question on discount. A discount of 5% was allowed on every article bought in a shop with cash. A customer was given a discount of 75 naira. How much did he pay for the article? So the discount is 5%. So discount, how many percent? Sorry, 5%. Okay. And let's look at it. It means that the customer is no longer going to pay 100%, but he pay 95%. Okay. So let's look at the value given in the question. A customer was given a discount of, so the discount is 75 what? Naira. It means that this particular 5% corresponds to the 75 naira, because that was the discount given. In terms of it 5, but the discount given was 75 what? Naira. It means that the 75 naira is the 5% discount given. Alright. So how much did he pay for the article? So we are now going to look at the amount paid. How much did he pay? Since he was given a discount of 5%, it means he's not going to pay 100%. He's going to pay what? 100 minus 5. He's going to pay 95. 100 minus 5. And then this 5% corresponds to 75. So we are going to divide by 5 and multiply by 75. It looks so simple. It looks so simple. So what are we going to get here? We are going to have 95 divided by 5 and multiply by 75, so that we will know how much he paid for the article. The amount he paid is 95, which we don't know. 95 over 5 times 75. That will give us 1,425 naira. 1,425 naira. So I think this looks so simple. Okay, from where we have gotten to, I believe that you understand the concept of percentages. This is best grade online mathematics class. Our next session, we are going to do commission.